Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. So yeah guys, we're just gonna jump right into this video because this topic is crazy. So get yourself some tea and don't forget the snacks and let's go. As we all know, Travis Scott, which is an American artist, recently performed at Astroworld on November the 5th. When this was announced, people were so excited that tickets were sold out within 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes. That's insane. And guys, there were 100,000 tickets in total. So the original plan was to have 50,000 people on the first day and then another 50,000 on the second day. But that really didn't go as planned. As soon as the concert started, people started breaking through security gates. And security really had a tough time controlling the crowd. But what was going on inside really had people questioning whether this was a concert or a ritual. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that does look kind of demonic. And even before the concert started, Travis Scott was posting some weird pictures on his Instagram. And I know some of you may be wondering, what is the big deal? It's just a picture. Well, it's the story or the truth behind the picture that is the problem. But first, let's talk about the stage, because if you look closely, it looks like an upside down cross leading to hell, basically. And some people may have different views of what an upside down cross means, but for Christians, they believe that an upside down cross is something that is against God, basically. Something that has to do with Satan or satanic or demonic. But if you search on Google, it says that an upside down cross have to do with Saint Peter, who felt like he was unworthy to die in the same way as Jesus. And going back to the stage again, if you look at it closely, it looks like a triangle with kind of an eye in the middle. And I don't know about you guys, but that looks like the Illuminati to me. And if you guys don't already know, this is the symbol for the Illuminati, and it's kind of similar. And guys, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just tripping, but it does look similar. And you guys, listen to this. This song was made in 2016.
Okay, I got it copy. 2020, but I can't see nobody. One eye open, Illuminati.
You guys, we need to connect the dots because the proof is literally right in front of our faces. We just need to connect the dots. This guy is part of the Illuminati. That dove at the beginning, the middle class saw that, I would have been gone. Because as you guys know, doves are usually something peaceful. But if you see a dove on fire, yeah, I don't think that's peaceful. And y'all see the mouth thing that you walk past through? That is the portal to hell. Oh my days, wake up. Guys, I don't know if I'm digging too deep or if I'm on the right track, but like my brain is literally on fire right now. I'm just so... You guys really need to stay woke because not everything is what it seems. Like there's a deeper meaning between it. There's a deeper meaning inside. Back to his Instagram post, because if you read the little writings at the bottom, it says, when the end arrives, it's really the beginning. What does he mean by that? And don't you guys think it's a coincidence that he dropped a song called Escape Plan right before the concert? Now, I don't know, but you guys, let me know what you think about this. And if you guys look at this post, you can see like the stage in the middle, and then above there are like eyes watching you, like literally watching your every move and everything. Yeah, that is creepy. But anyways, let's talk about what really happened. So when the crowd came rushing in, they started pushing people from the back to the front. So everyone was getting squashed. Like, you couldn't turn your head, you couldn't move. All you could do was stand straight. And if you raise your hands up, you can't put it down. Your hands are staying up. And guys, people were getting trampled on, people were passing out, people were stepping over them. Like, anything bad possible that could have possibly happened was happening. And the fact that Travis claimed he didn't know what was happening or he didn't see the ambulance or anything is literally beyond me, because he was literally standing next to, well, not next to someone, but he literally saw the ambulance trying to get through the crowd, and he did nothing. He just looked confused and he carried on singing. So I don't understand how people can continue to defend this man when he clearly saw that ambulance was trying to get to someone in need and he carried on.
Okay, where my guy, man? Come on. Yeah, all that. 2 hands to the sky. 2 hands to the sky. 2 hands up, y'all. 2 hands up. Y'all know what y'all came to do. Chase me, let's go. Whoa. I want to make this motherfucking ground shake, goddammit. Whoa. Here we go.
So who is to blame? The people that came in without a ticket or Travis? Because I think both parties are to blame, because Travis had the power to stop the concert, but he chose not to. He chose to carry on. And the people that came in, they didn't have a ticket and they started the whole thing, basically. But still, we're not going to put the blame on one person.
It was so crowded that they couldn't even get that man out. He passed out and the security guard was trying to get him out and no one was moving. Everyone was stopping, and Travis didn't even stop and say make room. He just carried on.
Like, it was so squashed, so tight. Like, you can't even move. You can barely move. Guys, even 2 people climbed up to the sound or the camera area and tried to tell the camera operator to stop, that someone is dead, but he ignored.
For the lives of his fans.
And guys, this is the girl that climbed up to the camera operator stand to inform the guy. This is what she said on Instagram. Today is November 5th, 2021. It is a Friday. Who am I in this story is not important. Rather, it is important the things I have now witnessed. Astroworld, Houston, Texas. Travis Scott is the only one performing. I don't know how many people were at that festival, but I do know every single person was at that stage. My friends and I wanted to be close to the stage as we could possibly get. We were not able to get very close, but we did end up on the side near the walkway in the middle. Surrounding us were chest-high metal gates, barriers. We stood there for 2 hours, as did every other person. Every gap was filled. Where your feet was placed was where they stayed. Energy rose as time neared the beginning the show. Within the first 30 seconds of the first song, people began to drown in other people. There were so many people, tall men, women. Women and men were the only things they could see was the back of the person in front of them. The rush became tighter and tighter. Breathing became something only a few were capable of. The rest were crushed and unable to breathe in the thick, hot air. My friend began to gasp for breath, and she told me we needed to get out. We tried. There was nowhere to go. The shoving got harder and harder. Someone's arm had been up. It was no longer a possibility to put it down. Some people began to choke one another as the mass swayed. It became more and more violent. We began to scream for help. We could see security just a few people over in the walkway in the middle. It got tighter, impossible to breathe. As our lungs were compressed between the bodies of those surrounding us, more people began to scream for help. Some began to collapse. The music continued. Hundreds of people ripped the vocal cords apart, screaming for help, but we were not heard. There was nowhere to go. My friend was trapped between people on every side of her, and she desperately tried to move towards the rail. It was no use. The screaming intensified as more people realized they could not breathe. We begged security to help us, for the performers to see us and know something was wrong. None of them came. We continued to drown. More and more. One person fell or collapsed. It doesn't matter how it started. Once one fell, a hole opened in the ground. It was watching the Jenga tower topple. Person after person were sucked down. You could not guess which direction the shove of hundreds of people would come next. You were at the mercy of the wave. I watched my friend be dragged away from me and lost sight of her. I began to realize in that moment there is a way to die that not many people know about. Being trampled to death. I saw terror in every eye that I met, even the ones that told me to breathe and stay calm. We knew there was a very big chance some of us would not make it out alive. I was pushed away from the rail into the crowd of people. where I could hear from another direction the shrieks of animals. It was happening all around me. These sinkholes of people. I was moved back towards the sinkhole I started at and was pushed to the edge of it. I sunk my feet into the ground, put my arms out, and tried to stop anyone from entering the circle or pushing those around in it. I was shoved further to the ground, my face down on the cold hard plastic below us, and saw the body of a man, his face below mine. I lost it. There were people below the ones I could see from above. There was a floor of bodies, of men and women, below 2 layers of fallen people above them. I began to shriek. I felt a primal tear rip through me, and I'm not sure anyone understood the magnitude of the situation below. I screamed. There were people on the floor. There were people on the floor, unconscious, being trampled by every foot that slammed into the ground, and each individual tried to keep themselves upright. I saw his face. I began to shield from him. I think he smiled at me. Then I was shoved to the side. I saw more shoes slammed to the ground, exactly the spot his body lay, face up. I couldn't help him. I couldn't help any of them. I didn't stop screaming the entire time. Only there were people below those they could see. I almost met the same fate. I was losing balance and I asked a man to grab me. He pulled me up and I righted myself just a fraction of a second before I was sucked back into the crowd. I couldn't take what I saw. I had to get out. I had to get help. I had to do something somehow. I went towards the back of the crowd at a guardrail. A man pulled me over. There were so many people just standing there like nothing was happening, like people weren't a few feet from them. I saw a cameraman, eyed glued to the stage, elevated on a platform that looked directly into the crowd. I climbed the ladder and pointed to the hole, telling people were dying. He told me to get off the platform and continue filming. I screamed over and over again. He wouldn't even look in the direction, so I pushed the camera so it pointed towards where I just came from. He became angry. He called someone else up. I told him the same thing. People were dying. We needed to stop the music. We needed help. We needed attention towards the mass, because I thought if only these people were aware, maybe they would do something. The other man grabbed my arm and told me he would push me off the 15-feet platform with no size if I didn't get down. I told him to help. I told him people were dying. I showed him where. He didn't look in the direction either. I was in disbelief. Here were 2 people that could actually do something, had the power to do something, cut the cameras, call in backup, pause something. They did nothing. I looked over at the sinkhole. People were screaming, reaching out their hands towards me, calling for help. I couldn't see the floor. The strangest thing happened in that moment. People began to boo at me. They pointed their fury at me, unleashed the rage. I screamed people over and over. No one would listen. Somehow I ended up on the ladder going back down mindlessly. I should have ripped that camera to shreds. I looked the other guard in the eye and told him he was the one responsible for the countless deaths. He did nothing. I went under the platform, called 911. The only thing they said was that they were calling the medical team in. I told the operator over and over we needed to stop the concert because we just needed a pause. We needed light, awareness of nothing. A kid watched me under the platform, watched me break down in tears, explaining how I saw people crushed, stomped on, unconscious. He watched the operator say nothing of use to me. I went out, not sure what to do. Suddenly, 2 men in red medical shirts, looking confused and lost, bumped into me. I explained everything and they told me they had gone and saw nothing. 2 girls that were in the pit with me were standing beside me, heard that and helped explain it was there. We led them to it. They climbed the metal gates and went through to the people. Those were the ones working that were brave that night. I had endless respect for those 2 men. We waited, the 2 girls and I, and watched people being thrown over railings, people trying to escape the cage we had been in. And you guys, that right there is honestly so shocking and sad. And to that girl, thank you so much, because you probably even saved more lives. And I can't even begin to imagine what that little kid seeing all of that happen is going through right now. That is just so traumatic and sad. And for Travis Scott, that is pure disgusting, because you could have stopped it, but you chose not to. You chose to carry on. You chose to sacrifice those people for your own benefit. And to those 9 people that died that day, RIP, rest in peace. As always, you guys, let me know what you think about this topic. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.